Welcome back to my channel. I am Zoe Flowers. Let's get into this challenges of 2026. So first, let's get an overall challenge using the runes. Okay, so the first challenge of the year. Okay, so the overall challenge is Burkano. Burkano. New life takes form. This is going along with the reading that I did yesterday, the reading I did Monday. All right. New life takes form, rebirth, healing, transformation, and creation. Birth has, oh, this is the Norwegian rune. This is the poem that goes along with this rune. Birth has the greenest leafed branches. Loki brought the luck of deceit. Berkano, the rune associated with the birch tree, embodies the transformative power of rebirth and profound healing. It is metamorphical birth of ideas, projects, and new beginnings. It is a rune of fertility and creativity, nurturing the potential for growth and expansion in all areas of life. So basically, this rune encompasses the sweet, gentle aspects of creation, as well as the intense and primal nature. It teaches us that birthing requires strength and force, whether it is the force needed to bring life into the world or to birth new ideas and creations. So, this rune also highlights profound healing that can be found in the life death process, reminding us that within the intensity lies the potential for transformation. So, the instruction here is to examine what we're birthing in our lives and how we can be of service to the ushering in of the new world. So, that is the challenge. The challenge is the birth, the challenge is finding our way in the birthing, figuring out what our role is in the birthing, right? Some of us have an idealistic idea about these challenges, right? And being idealistic, being naive, because the page can be a card of naivete, will not meet the moment, okay? A time when we are experiencing rampant exploitation, materialism, greed, staying in a okay. Yeah, I heard it, but I just wanted to check. So we have a yes here. Oh, okay, okay. Staying in a love and light only perspective, spiritual bypassing is only going to delay the inevitable. It is us resisting change, resisting stepping into our power, our talents, mastering our talents, dedicating ourselves in a real way. It's time to plan. How will you be the light at the end of the tunnel during this time. That is the challenge. All right. That's the overall challenge. Let's look at relationship challenges that could come about. Relationship challenges that could come about. Comfort, safety, belonging, shelter, home. So issues around the home. Relationships not feeling like home, relationships not feeling safe, relationships not feeling like a shelter. Why is that? Why is that a challenge? Why is, oh, you can't come with me? Because when you are, when we are facing a tower moment, this time it's in the upright, which it says upheaval, and the one yesterday was the great unraveling. So when we're in a tower moment and we're working our way out of this tower moment, see now how it's in the upright, how I shuffled and now these cards are in the upright, the exact same cards. The King of Pentacles is now in the upright. When we're in a time of upheaval and we're working towards legacy building, not just for the self, not out of insecurity and attention seeking, which is what we've seen so much these decades. We're moving out of that. That's crumbling. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't come. People who are trying to take the easy way out, they can't come. People are also stepping into their power. They don't need people's approval in the way that they used to. And because they don't need people's approval in the way that they used to, does this have to do with validation? Can we talk about validation? How does this co- how- Wow. Wow. Is this about Yes, let's talk about validation. Let's talk about it. Some folks are going to be stepping into this King of Pentacles energy, even during this time of collapse. And there's no room for liars. So the home, relationships that felt like home will start to crack. Getting to know each other. This is the remedy for that challenge. Getting to know each other before entering into new partnerships and relationships. Let's look at money. I don't necessarily have money challenges. Jesus Christ. I was thinking like root cause. We have temperance here. All right. So these are all face down. So I'm not even going to look at these, even though that Two of Cups is really good. Money challenges. So we already know, we already see things are tightening all the way around us. So now is the time for temperance. Okay. No overspending. Okay. We do have the Two of Cups here. This is like nights out with friends, with lovers. Let's just be a little bit wiser about that, okay? We have the Three of Wands in reverse. When this is in the upright, it's about moving forward and taking risks and things. Let's again just be cautious with our money. Five of Cups, because we don't want to be in a place where we didn't spend all of our money. We've given out everything that was in our cups. And now we're like, oh shit, in 2019, I had money, right? Five of Cups is like you're looking at the cups that are empty. So you're not paying attention to the cups that are full. We don't want to get ourselves in that kind of situation. So let's just have some temperance. I also feel like, is this about forgiveness around money? Holy shit, we got a big fat yes. So also forgiving ourselves. Um, we're in the remedy now. Forgiving ourselves for justice reversed, how our money may have been out of balance in the past. Okay. Just what I'm hearing is like past mistakes, like what we're calling past mistakes or present mistakes around finances. Okay. We don't want, we don't want to ruminate on that. We don't want to ruminate on past financial mistakes. Okay. Here's the Two of Cups now, again, in a different deck. Because ruminating is going to just cause blocked happiness. Yes, these are roses and oil. I be doing ritual with my cards. Um, we don't want to focus because that's just going to block our happiness, okay? It's not going to be good. The sun reversed. We want to focus on new relationships, new partnerships, partnerships that are built on mutual respect, partnerships that are going to be fruitful. Again, with the cups here, I'm hearing and we got a yes, but it was in reverse, but it is a yes. What I was hearing is the inside reflects the outside, and swords are all about thoughts and ideas. Okay. And so, look, we have pessimism here. Okay. And um, since it was in reverse. So, we don't want to have pessimistic thoughts in 2026 because that is going to just bring more of the same, which is what the question was that I had in my head. And then we got the big fat yes, right? We want to watch our thoughts. Sacred destiny deck, um, proper mindset. Oh my God. I was looking at this card. I started to pull it because it was right here, and then I shuffled and it came out again. So, this security, I always look at this as my ancestor card, um, mainly because we have the cave image there, like the drawing and the fire. So that makes me think of a long time ago. So that's my ancestor card for security. But what do we want to say about security? What is the message about security? Huh. It's interesting because pages are messengers, bad news. Hmm. So these are the challenges. Oh, security. Oh, is this about like world events? Yes. Okay. So this is about like security. Okay. I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So what do we have to say about I think I get this. Okay. Okay. The question I asked was, is this about people not feeling safe and secure because of all the bad news? we're feeling paranoid. Right. So that's what this is about, right? And we did get the star card. And so what they're saying is focus on healing, focus on hope, focus on your personal strength. This is also my ancestor card. Remember earlier in the reading, it came out in the reverse. Well, now here it is in the upright with a yes. So another confirmation that this is a time for recovery, mental strength, and an awakening. And ancestor work can help with that. Okay. Ancestor work is like the light at the end of the tunnel and a source for mental strength because many of our ancestors have gone through the heartache, the pain, the loneliness, the G sides. Okay. Many of us come from ancestry that have experienced those things. And somehow they were able to overcome and tap into their own power, right? Now, we're still under this security. Um, so we are going to see a lot of backstabbing, more failure, those things, okay? Because of the unresolved issues of the past. Again, the unresolved issues around injustice, ancestry, and things of that nature, right? And so it is going to take real work, but change is coming. Whenever we see a knight it's the end of a long-term situation. We also have this even though the card is quite dramatic, it's a 10, and tens are also the end of a long term situation, right? And we have gone from a 9 year to a 1 year. So we just ended a 9 year cycle, a cycle that was started in 2017. It ended in December of 2025. And now we are in a universal 1 year. So we are starting over, right? And so we will see big changes. But again, you see this night is active. This is an impulsive night. But this is what it's going to take, not the impulsive part, but this sort of energy, not the love and light. No, 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 no. This is what it's going to take to bring an end to this long-term situation, to break down these traditions and these things that are trying to keep us stuck, that are trying to keep us, yeah, stuck. Okay. Wow, that are keeping us in these negative cycles that are bringing on this material instability that has us feeling distracted, ongoing injustice, and here we are feeling trapped. And so, because we're feeling trapped, a lot of times we want to be like, oh, I just want to go back to the way things were in previous administrations. Now, here's the other piece of this. We don't need to be, yeah, King of Wands. Yes, here's my confirmation. We don't, Jesus Christmas. Okay, I got it. We don't need to be focusing and on who is in quote unquote office as if who is in office is going to change things. Again, these are long term things that were put in place a long time ago, okay, that we're shackled to, okay? The evil King of Wands, all right? That is a stalling tactic. That is a hangman tactic. That is a daydreaming tactic. Okay. Going into our intuition, our spirituality, finding our strength is the way to go from disharmony to legacy building. Okay. Okay. And it's interesting how we got to legacy building and we started with security. So ultimately, we can get to the security. Look at this. Literally, I just split the deck. Oh my God. We can get to the security. We can get to the light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to do our work and stand our ground. Period. Archetype for 2026. What is the archetype for what is the challenge? What is the archetype of the challenge that's facing us in 2026? What? Hmm, hmm. Okay. Okay. I think I understand. Okay. So the first thing, let's do this in order of how I saw this. All right. So what is the archetype of the challenge? We have the child in reverse. So inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. But again, and I think we know what this is, right? Just like completely immature people. It's giving manosphere, that kind of archetype, and also a misuse of the feminine energy with the goddess in reverse, exploitation of the female nature and form. These are the archetypal challenges that we are dealing with in 2026. What is the remedy? Hello, guide. Hello, guide represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. We have the owl here. Acting from a place of wisdom, again, like that star card, being the hope, the light at the end of the tunnel, being the lighthouse, being the Queen of Swords, okay, being protective, being independent. This is a remedy for that behavior to exercise this energy that is rampant. Okay, let's bury it. Let's exercise it. Let's bury it and let's heal. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. If you made it this far, put a star in the comments and I'll see you soon. Bye.